feel like I need to come to this gentleman over in the corner. I think, are you two a couple together? Just friends? Oh, brother and sister. Fabulous. Okay, that's cool. I always got to ask because I get in so much trouble. I do feel more drawn to you at the moment though, and as sort of Mel was over here doing her thing, I felt this lovely sort of gentleman coming forward who feels quite fatherly, so I'm getting this sort of fatherly presence. I'm not saying he's necessarily a biological father, but he comes in with a sort of fatherly love for you both, but he's pulling me into you a lot at the moment. So I'm wondering, the more I link with him, if there's actually more of a grandfather but coming in on dad's side of the family, if you can understand that dad's dad has passed. Okay, but was he sort of quite a fatherly figure or influence to you? Not so much. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Well, I'm going to keep working with him because he steps forward. But what he was showing me a lot with your energy at the moment is like loads and loads of sort of changes, and there's this feeling of almost leaving something behind, ready to embark on something new. That was coming in quite strong to me, if you can understand this feeling of sort of transition at the moment. It's like there's a real feeling of leaving an old way of life behind to embark on like a new journey or like a new adventure. Or if not, he's wanting you to sort of look into something like that, because he's talking about feeling a little bit stuck. It's almost like 3 steps forward, 2 back a little bit. Can you understand there's been a bit of frustration within possibly career at the moment? I feel like he shows me work or career situations with you. Okay, I will say, I don't know if he was a bit of a smoker, because I get this quite strong feeling of smoke with him as well. And I know that he didn't really believe in this, because he's saying, oh, in life this was a load of BS, you know, that's coming in quite strong from him. So he's quite an old school gentleman, but I actually think there was a lot of love there for you, even though he may have passed when you were fairly young. He talks about he tried to support you as much as possible. Even though it's great that you're with your sister tonight, has there been a slight disconnection in your family? Because he shows me that there's been a rift somewhere. Okay, and he's saying that it's been quite tricky to negotiate with that. I don't know if it's to do with a brother, but it just feels like it's quite masculine as it comes in around you both. You can understand that brother disconnection. Okay, because he's saying like we can't always choose our family, and you're making the best of that situation. And I think for both of your own mental health and sanity, you've maybe had to close a door there a little bit, you know. And he's almost saying don't punish, don't feel bad about it. You've had to do what's right for you, because I think you're both sometimes analysing this, thinking, what more can we really do? Do you know what I mean? It's that sort of feeling a little bit. Okay. I do also get this lovely lady stepping forward. She feels very unsteady on her feet to me, and as she steps in, I feel like she fell down quite a lot before she passed over, because she pulls me into her head quite a bit, you know. So it's almost like she's talking about getting very clumsy on her feet, and I think there were definitely a few falls, possibly down not a full set of stairs, but like a midway point on a staircase, which you may or may not know about. But she's also talking about feeling quite confused in her headspace. So I don't know if there was a little bit of a dementia or a little bit of an Alzheimer's possibly starting to kick in, if you would know about that. Don't worry if you're not sure. But you can definitely understand about the falling over quite a bit. She's also talking about blurred vision, so I don't know if she needed to have glasses or maybe new glasses, because she's saying that she was dizzy quite a lot, if you can understand this. She was diabetic. Okay, that makes sense. Because I know that she just feels full of life, full of kind of, she's a real lovely lady as she steps forward. She feels he is lovely, but she feels a lot warmer in comparison, you know, and she just wants to sort of scoop you both up. And I know that she's talking about things will get better, things will improve for the both of you. I don't know if there's been like a memorial tattoo for her particularly. She's rubbing I've got like a little feather from my nan, and she's sort of rubbing that at the moment. So I feel if it's not with you guys, in the family, someone has done something in honour for her, tattoo-wise. Would you know of that at all? It's your son, but for mum, okay. And this is mum stepping forward, is it? No, okay, but linking in on mum's side, so mum's mum. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. But again, she feels more than just a nan. It's like she feels like she had a real strong sort of hold in your sort of world growing up, if you can understand that. You might not have seen her all the time, but she feels like she was constantly there if you needed her to be. Very young when she passed as well. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Well, they're both just coming in really to... Fabulous. Okay, that's cool. Well, okay. Well, they're just both coming in around you because I know it just feels like it's all been quite heavy around you both actually within this sort of family dynamic, because I feel like you both love your brother, but you just don't let him. Do you know what I mean? There's a bit of that going on. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. I'm asking what else they want to talk about. I don't know if you're going down south, because I keep feeling like I'm being shown a trip or a sort of holiday, possibly to Torquay or possibly to Cornwall. I feel I'm being pulled into that area. Well, they're wanting you to have some time away. It doesn't have to be abroad, because I don't feel like it's going abroad. It just feels like moving down south to have a little bit of a breather once we get your bearings. There's definitely a feeling of Torquay that comes in with that. She's nodding. You're saying no. Like, you're not sure. Does Torquay make a bit of sense to you, possibly?
Yeah.
Fabulous. Okay. Because I know she's not letting me leave it from my mind, so I have to get the acknowledgement for it. Even though they're both lovely, your nan's quite feisty, isn't she? I feel like I don't want to mess with her too much, and it's almost like once she's got her head in something, she's quite adamant. She's like, no, she's like, we're going to go with that sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? But they both have so much love for you. It's just really they're sort of saying to me, you just needed to hear a little bit of something, because I just feel there's a lot of questioningness at the moment within the family, because around you both I see all these question marks. Not to upset anybody, but I do know they're making reference to like a child that never made the earth full term. There's a little girl that keeps being shown to me. If you can understand that there may have been a miscarriage or stillbirth somewhere, I keep seeing that very matter of fact. It might not be with you guys, but definitely within the immediate family. Does it make sense to yourself? Because you feel a bit more responsive than him. Like, you know. And she's getting a bit impatient, do you know what I mean? She wants it like now. She's not got time to wait for a response almost. Was she quite a fast-paced lady in life from what you remember of her? Oh, when you okay, good. Yeah, she feels really fabulous, but she ain't got time to wait for responses. She's like, on to the next thing, do you know what I mean? Whereas your lovely gentleman feels a bit more laid back, a bit more casual, just smoking away, really. Huh?
So you smoke a pipe.
A pipe, okay. I just see like all this smoke coming off of him. Oh, okay. Well, that's very much how he still is in the spirit world. So I'm going to leave their love with you both and hope it sort of makes sense. And but just know that like, definitely things will improve, but they keep pulling me into the 5th of May as well. So I don't know if you can take the 5th of May as a birthday, passing or anniversary, or around the date. It might not be dead on. Hold on to it at the moment if you're not sure, because it may come to fruition later on, but they just want to acknowledge that. So I'm going to leave their love with you and hope it makes sense. Fabulous.